Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of I Cast Fireball, an actual play 5e D&D adventure where we go through the campaign Skulls and Shackles. My name is Thomas, your DM for this adventure, and around the table we have...
Lieutenant Ignis Hakon.
Maximus Shuns.
Ataraxia Kalian.
And Buster Buildwater.
Our party got some plot hooks. Some hooks to keep them moving forward among the high seas here in the Shackles. Chasing after a mysterious map on the back of Inkskin, finding Mancatcher Cove, or looking forward towards the port of Olo and the remnants of the Brine Banshee sunken near this location. Either location is a place that our adventurers might investigate. And after a conversation with Lady Smythe, further emphasizing that all of her significant portions of the story have been wrapped up, and given her a chance at fate, if you will, having pulled the Flames card from the deck of many things, we ended the episode on a really tumultuous note where Ignis punched Max directly in the face and left. And that is where we join on this week's episode of I Cast Fireball.
Can we say we've already set sail, or are we going to be...
I'd like to have set sail, unless there is a critical thing that has to happen not on the boat. I'd like to have set sail moving towards either Mancatcher Cove or the port of Olo, Ataraxia.
I just want to upgrade my armor real quick. I am now proficient with medium armor instead of just light armor.
And you do.
Yes. If I could grab a chain shirt, or maybe if they have a breastplate that they'd be willing to spare for me, that would be really cool.
Well, why don't you roll a persuasion check?
I want a breastplate. If we're
say.
doing breastplates, I want a breastplate.
Hey, how likely is it I'm going to need to roll something today?
Keep that natural 20 from last time.
I'm just thinking I've got a really good dice roll I could just give Ataraxia and be like,
do they
hey,
have two breastplates?
I had a
want breastplate.
vision of something hidden there.
Well, I did roll a 21.
Yeah, I can't spend it if it's been
I'm
rolled.
helping him. I'm helping him to find two.
Oh, well, if...
Yeah, I know. I only have leather
I don't
on.
know. Helping Max get equipped is not something Buster's interested in doing.
No, of course not.
I was going to say, if it's for Max's benefit, then I'll take the nat 20, but if Max don't want to help with that, then... No, if Buster... People. Names.
I'm going to hang on to it.
Friends.
I'm going to hang on to it. I'll hang on to the nat 20. I'll be greedy and like Buster.
So, with the 21, you're looking for a breastplate?
A breastplate if they've got it. If not, then I can settle with a chain shirt.
There is one breastplate on the aisle.
Dang it.
Ooh.
I should have asked for that.
And with the 21, Lady Smythe goes, well, you're robbing me pretty much anything. Let's just solidify this here. And she gives you a breastplate that is too large for you.
Oh, nice. I can give this to Max.
No,
That could
that's
be
mean.
pared down if you want. She goes, no use holding on to it right now.
Yeah, I mean, Reginald's not using it anymore.
Well, he wasn't wearing it to begin with. This is me dead husband's breastplate.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you're probably gonna get noticed wearing it. Just be aware. But it is a Buccaneer's breastplate, if you will.
Buccaneer's breastplate. You know what? I'll give this to Max, and if you've got any chain shirts
No,
nearby,
don't do
then
that.
I'll take one of those.
Yeah, we got a chain shirt around here. We could probably... Hey, you! Mo and Curly, take off your shirts.
Those were the guys manning the turrets when we first showed up.
Exactly.
Oh,
And
boy.
she's like, you are in deep trouble. You don't deserve the protection, all right? You got to earn it again. Get it off. Get it off. So these are very basic. We're not going to worry about, like, breakage necessarily. We're not going to Here's the Wild or Zelda it, where these breastplates could break, but they're pretty close. If 5e had a mechanic, they would get one or two hits and they'd be gone. But not the breastplate itself, the chain shirts.
Yeah, hey man, as long as my AC goes from 12 to 15, I'm happy.
Are we taking 400 plus another 100 for the 2 chain shirts for 500 out of our party fund? Are we all good with that?
I think it would be cool if this was just a gift out of the goodness of Lady Smythe's heart.
We have technically taken the rock. I feel like
As your superior captain, I don't mean to throw my weight around.
Well, she's not going to charge for the chain shirts because that's a punishment
Nice.
right there for those 2 folks. The Buccaneer's breastplate, she just asked for something significant from you to exchange. Nothing of monetary value necessarily, but if you had something, it's difficult to part, so if I could have something to remember this by.
got an old heart. We had an old heart in a box.
Oh boy, just give her everything bad.
How much worse can we make this woman's life?
Actually, it might be best. We maybe should leave Meredith on the island. We maybe shouldn't have her on the boat with Buster.
Oh boy. The only thing of meaningful, significant, material value that I have is a Qual's feather token that I've been explicitly told not to use unless it's an emergency. Let me check the party funds and see what kind of cool stuff we got that we could give to you.
I gave Buster 5 potions to identify.
I didn't think you gave them to me to identify. They just gave me 5 healing potions.
I gave you 5 potions, and I said, we found these at the rock. I don't know what they do.
Oh.
You can identify them. That's what he said. That's when he came up and kind of made his apologies for everything that happened.
Just pay her for the breastplate. Just.
But I am letting you know, Josh. You have 5 potions right now that can be identified.
If you wanna leave the loot that you were originally going to take and instead just to take the breastplate, I mean that would be great. You were going to get 2 points of plunder from Tidewater Rock that she was going to give you, or you could take the breastplate. Essentially,
It sounds like it is a magical breastplate.
it is a magical breastplate. In fact, it's a +1 magical breastplate.
No, this isn't. Why is no? I feel really bad now.
Which has an additional capability to it that you will find out if you take it and decide to don it.
Max, presumably you have more than 2 dexterity. That means that your AC would be 17 if it's a +1 breastplate.
I have. Yes, that's true. And I won't have disadvantage on sneak anymore.
Not having disadvantage on stealth is really good for our ranger.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of everything that's going on here.
Oh, so you're leaving us the plunder? You're most generous, of course. I thank you. We could use it for when we do have people come by. We could actually maybe start a commerce. We could get this open to be a type of port if, get something going here. That way we're just not starting from the ground up. We could have something here. Having some loot around here would be great. It'd allow me to make some executive decisions.
Yeah, I'm almost even starting to see the structure of the organization in my mind, where we're at the peak, and then beneath us, and then I make a little triangle with my fingers. We've got you on one side, and we've got Captain Knuckles on the other side, and then eventually we just need to get more captains underneath you and more captains underneath them.
And then they would be reporting to me.
Yeah.
Those under me would be I see. This is great. I like this pyramid that we have.
It's the best. I love it.
All right. Well, thank you kindly for leaving us the loot. Good looking. Just keep care of the armor. And it's given to you, Max.
Magic breastplate. Here we go.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank you. That's amazing.
As you attune to this item,
Are we on the ship? Are we leaving? Can the ship be leaving the port? I want to leave this rock behind.
yes, please, yes. As you attune to this item, as you are now an hour away from the ship, Max, you realize that this breastplate is continually casting water walk.
So I can walk on water.
All liquids. You can walk on lava, on acid, on everything as if it's regular
I can
terrain.
walk on all liquid. Wow.
Yeah.
So, there you go. That is the secondary.
That's a great secondary.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Max will, just in this handing it up. Oh my, Captain, are you sure this is an amazing gift?
You're an amazing crewmate.
No.
Oh.
Max just kind of thinks about that for a second and kind of winces as he feels a bruise underneath his scales. And he'll go, Captain, could you... I would hate for you to have to do a favor with another favor. But I need to ask something of you.
Like what?
I need to anchor myself for a bit. And he'll reach into underneath his new armor and underneath the scale, pull out the pack of cards and go, I need you to put this away.
Hey, I've got a good place. I know exactly the location for this.
I may ask for it back later, but I need... Just as a ship needs a stern to guide it, I'm needing something to guide me in using it. And I don't like the way I've been doing it so far.
Hey, that works for me. I'll go put this away in a very special place. I know that you asked me a while ago, you'd said that you wanted to see if maybe we wanted Lady Smythe to draw from the deck, but if you're not feeling it, that's okay.
That happened. Oh,
nice.
That totally happened. Yeah. You said, I believe you said to me, let's wait a little bit. So I waited a little bit, and then I did it.
Oh, nice. That's initiative right there.
Yes. I rolled high on the initiative.
You always do.
No, I don't. But yes, if you could, I need to figure out some things.
Hey, don't we all?
Yes. And with that, then Maxwell just, again, thank you again for the gift.
You're very welcome. Thank you for always being here.
I can't be anywhere else.
That feels like it's got a lot of weight to it. I'm going to go put these cards away.
Wow.
There's a little shot where it's like completely dark for a moment, and then there's a little square of light appears as a door opens, and I slip the cards in right next to the bag with the heart in it and close it.
As you close, the heart screams out. But you cannot hear it.
Cool. I can't be bothered.
Buster, let's get to you.
I wait for nightfall.
Nightfall has fallen.
And I want to wait until we're out at sea. Everyone's in rotation, like we're back at routine. You know what I mean? Some feeling of normalcy, which has been not normal for us of late. And I'm gonna have Daynata take over the helm, make my way. So I won't have told anybody else I'm gonna do this. I don't care if anybody is currently up and sees it. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm not like making a spectacle, but I'm also not trying to hide anything. I'm gonna go to the bow of the ship. It's the front of the ship, right? And sit down, put down a little piece of incense, sit down, let it burn, kind of let the incense kind of like flow past me as I want to smell the sea as we're cresting each wave, feel it with the boat. You know what I mean? I just like want to I want to enjoy the presence at sea, but also just begin to commune with the sea itself. And Buster will spend 10 minutes doing a ritual casting, repeating the words under his breath very quietly to himself, just sitting there with the incense at the bow of the ship. The sea is with me, and I am one with its waves. The sea is with me, and I am one with its waves. The sea is with me, and I am one with its waves. For 10 minutes until he feels like a divine connection to a deity of some sort. Particularly, he's aiming for something of nature and the sea, hoping for less benevolent and more, amicable of a god to ask for a divination of. But would you like me to say particularly what he's looking for before he actually connects with the god?
I will. Let's describe this connection first.
And I would say his scarf completely glows, like not a single line, but as he's actually casting a divination, like the divination spell, the whole scarf begins to illuminate.
As you say, I'm one with the sea, and the sea is with me. Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm. And technically, the spell consumes the incense, I should say. So it kind of almost wraps into it. That's it.
I am one with the sea, and the sea is with me, and this incense.
The sea is with me, and I am one with its waves.
Okay.
So it's not quite a Rogue One reference.
It's a ripoff. It's 100% ripoff. But yeah, I tweaked it.
The sea is with me, and I am one with its waves, as the incense wafts into the sky, as the wind blows gently and takes the incense from you, continual burning, and the perpetual smell of the incense just keeps burning and burning. As you go into this trance, you feel your eyes start to fuzz between what is before you, and as the rocking of the ship is rhythmic, you allow that to let your mind be pushed into this other sense that you haven't experienced yet, but which you heard from your mother and described from some of your family members. And as you push into this, you embrace it, and it's at this time you see that the incense that has actually traveled away from the ship towards a nearby island. It seems like it's traveled all the way over there, but as visually as you see it twist into the air, you see that it's swirling, and it see that it starts to form the image of a humanoid, and almost like they are standing up from the island or the ocean, depending on your perspective, as the horizon or where the island and the water meet from your current vantage point seem to be just millimeters apart from each other. They lift up, and the incense starts to form this very beautiful face, very smooth, kind, and dark face, which actually extends down to their chest, which is open, and down to their legs, which actually, as you see now and have given yourself over to this vision, their legs have actually seem to be forming from the water itself as it rises to meet the incense. As you see the final incense start to drift off and form these dreadlocks flowing down from their head. And as this image and this humanoid creature, you can't tell how close they are to you, but their size is immense. And just as you start to take them in, the places where they would have eyes opens, and bright silver moonlight spills from them as it bathes, almost illuminating you like a spotlight. And you hear this powerful yet gentle voice call to you and say, "Well met, traveler amongst the sea, forsaken the land to be a part of my joy."
Oh man, I think Buster tears up a little bit.
I am Gozray.
Oh man, oh that's awesome. Thank you. Oh, okay. So here's the question. I don't know how much I get of your feedback. I seek safety within your waves, and there is one who threatens that safety more than any, Captain Harrigan and his forces. Our crew seeks the path that our crew is on. I just want to make certain that it is not going to run afoul of Harrigan's.
As it breathes out, there's a mist that sort of like blows towards you, and you can actually feel it like grace your face as they take another deep breath in, and you hear as they breathe in, it's almost as it's the same sound as the waves crashing amongst like the surf. You hear as it crashes, as it breathes out again. Harrigan. As it closes its silver moonlit eyes and looks off to the north, extends its hand with pointing the two fingers loosely in the direction of the north. It draws your attention towards it. it sweeps its hands, which actually cover your vision for a time, and you can see the ship of Harrigan that you were captured on. Not alone.
Ooh. Ooh.
It has 2 other ships, almost of equal size, heading away from you, north. You fear Harrigan amongst the waves, but he has no control in the shackles as of yet. As they pull their hand back towards them to you. Not since they will be leaving the shackles for a time.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Lady of the Sea. Goddess of the waves. Thank you.
As Gozray nods and sort of like starts to extend their hand towards you, which as it does, it gets immense and gets large and large. It doesn't quite get to you though. It's just like, whoa, this is really big. You realize that it could easily engulf your ship, let alone you. You just hear the words echoing in your mind. Enjoy your time amongst the surf and waves, and perhaps you will see me there. Before, just like a storm cloud bursting, you snap back out of your spell, and you feel the surf, one of the waves actually splashes up and covers you in water. And that's what breaks you out of the trance of like,
Wet rabbit.
yeah.
As Buster comes back to himself, Ignis is standing behind him. At a little bit of a respectful distance, but she was drawn to him seeing the incense burn because her prayers and her religion are also carried on incense. So as she saw him kneeling there praying or communing with the incense, that drew her to him. And so she waits for him to come back to himself, and as she sees him just like get drenched in water as she's standing there and he becomes kind of aware of her presence there, she just goes, "Did you find the answers you were looking for?"
Yeah. I found what I was looking for. I also think I like the ocean more than gold. He says that like looking out towards the front of the ship.
Wow. Who did you commune with? Who answered your prayer?
Gozray.
I'm glad your prayer was answered.
Me too.
Feels good to get direction, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It actually does. In a weird way, he's feeling homesick. But like, it's a weird kind of homesick because he doesn't want to go home. But it's like, that spell was something that he would have learned from home. So it was like this, Yeah. All right. I need to dry off.
And Ignis will just step to the side and allow him to pass by and go clean up and stuff.
And Buster, just while we're at it, just to kind of wrap this up, do you want to identify the the potions that were given to you?
Yes, I'll do that as well.
Okay, so this can be done on multiple days or even just with rituals as well. But you had 5 potions, I believe?
Yeah. I'll say I've done it on like the evening of our last day there, whatever, as we were leaving.
Yeah, so the 5 potions, 2 of them are potions of water breathing.
Cool.
One is a potion of invisibility, a potion of fire or embers breath, and then the last one is a potion of echoing strikes. And if you want, I can give you the stats right now just so we can get it logged and not have to re-look this up. But the echoing strikes in particular, when you drink this potion, it lasts for a minute, and your weapon attacks produce a secondary delayed strike that deals 1d6 force damage. The secondary attack occurs 1 round after your initial attack and targets the same creature, but with disadvantage. So it's a possibility to get a free extra attack for some damage there.
Okay.
Potion of invisibility, of course. This one, of course, we can look that up, but drink it. This one lasts 10 minutes.
Okay.
For the potion of invisibility. And then finally the potion of Ember's Breath or Fire Breath, 15-foot cone, and it's a dex save of 14 or take 4d6 fire damage. And it's a one-time use.
I will say right now, one of those water-breathing potions goes to Sandara.
Great. She will hold on to that. All right. Those are your potions identified. Okay. Buster, anything else?
No, man, that was awesome. Buster had a great divination spell. That was a heck of a first attempt. I think I will go ahead and just spend his D20, my natty 20 roll on divination on sailing us towards our goal.
Okay, sounds good.
Making sure we have smooth sails and head where we're supposed to go.
Great. Yeah, and this is heading directly to Mancatcher Cove, as has been labeled, identified by lining up the current map that you have with the map from Inkskin. So again, it's going to take 5 days to get there. Great. Now, Ignis, I know you wanted to learn Aquin. This is a duty that you have. And so you are approaching Max to learn.
Yeah, we've been working on it since Goat's Head. And so just Max has been teaching her Aquin and vice versa in trade, trying to teach him Celestial.
Great. Let's go ahead and just say that you spend a good 4 days learning Aquin, and Max, you learn in response 4 days of Celestial as well in concentrated efforts. Things are a little tense, little at beginning with your recent interaction with each other, but this is about duty. This is about needing to learn.
I'm going to say that when she finally, Max will not approach her at all. Like, he realized, even though he didn't mean to, but obviously it happened, he pressed a bad button, and he will just be waiting. He will not approach her to keep the lessons going. He will just wait for her when she's comfortable to do it.
I think that Max would be surprised at how soon after they take off and are on the sea that she comes back for lessons.
Okay. Then I would imagine, because she's coming to him, he's probably going to be up in the nest then.
Mm-hmm. Where many of their lessons take place. So as she goes up to the crow's nest and takes her customary spot next to him.
Yeah. As she's coming up there, he was not expecting her to come that quickly, come up that quickly. And so he's sitting there, and she'll probably notice this because he's not necessarily hiding it. But he has his journal that he writes in occasionally, but he's not writing in it this time. He's actually, if you remember from the very first episode, in the front of the journal, there's 2 insets for dice. One of them being a sapphire, actually. They're gem dice. And one of them being an emerald. And he is just, the sapphire's still in place. He's just holding the emerald and kind of staring into it, almost not even realizing she's up there. And just like turning it back and forth, just looking at all sides of it. And then as soon as he kind of realizes she's up there, he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." And you can see he has been weeping. "I'm sorry. I didn't know you were up here, coming up so fast."
Well, the ship is underway. I don't have any duties right now. So shouldn't we continue our language lessons that we've been working on?
Yes.
Like as if that other conversation had never happened between them.
Is there anything you want to resolve before we do?
About what?
About you punching me in the face rather aggressively. And me saying something that apparently made you do that.
That was hours ago. And it was resolved. You said something. I reacted. You didn't say anything else. It was resolved. No reason to hold on to it and keep harping on it and holding on to it. No hint of regret or apology or anything in her.
Well, yes, we can get underway. I will say, Lieutenant, when I said what I said, That wasn't what I believed. I think that you can lead, and lead well. I was just confused because it felt like there was a conflict of what you believe versus what's happening. And I tend to say things that come to my mind pretty quickly.
She kind of snorts at the comment, just kind of brushing it off, like, okay. So, as she pulls out her journal and getting ready to work on the languages like they've been working on, in her peripheral vision, she sees another one of those silver threads like she had seen in the ladies' room when she had changed places. And it's just this thin, tight, like almost spider web thin line. She almost can't even see it. And she can't help herself. She'll pull on the silver thread, and as it vibrates through reality, her image shimmers and is suddenly replaced with a different version of herself. And she's in the same clothing, but the dark charcoal makeup that she usually has over her eyes is completely gone. So it looks like Ignis, but the makeup has been removed. And this version of Ignis hears him talking and notices the weeping. So she lays the journal on her lap and just goes, "Do you want to talk about why you were crying?"
Sure. I thought you wanted to just get straight to the lesson. I was just, thinking about my wife.
You have a wife?
Yes,
What are you doing out here then?
I did have a wife. I lost her some time ago. And, sorry, I miss her.
And as Max is now looking at her since they're talking, her image fuzzes slightly. And then that cold look returns to her face. She goes, "What are you going to start? We usually start with Aquin. Go ahead."
Does Max notice that change, you're saying?
Well, yeah, for sure. When you're looking at her this time, and you specifically notice that she doesn't have the eye makeup on, her image fuzzes slightly, and all of a sudden that eye makeup is back, and then that cold look returns to her eyes.
Yes, Lieutenant. We can begin now. And he'll kind of like, Max will remember this. He'll teach her. They'll go through their lessons and they'll teach. And as she's finally after hours and hours, as she leaves the crow's nest, like, okay, we're done, I'd imagine. And she leaves, he'll open his journal and he's actually going to write down really quick. He's going to go back to the page where he listed qualities about the crew members, where he said, Buster's this and that, and the captain's this and that. And he'll go back to Ignis, and it says strong and weak. Mm-hmm. And he'll leave it because it says Ignis, and next to it, almost like as an equals or a dash connecting it says strong. And then weak, he'll write another dash, and he'll put lieutenant to distinguish. There's two of something there, and that's it.
As the lesson continues and you move forward throughout the week, learning Celestial, learning Aquin, and getting pretty comfortable, you can jot those down as successful days learned and earned amongst here. That is Buster, Ignis, and Max. Ataraxia, anything you wanted to contribute before we wrap up this journey heading up to Mancatcher Cove?
Well, those scrolls that I pinned up on the walls in the captain's quarters are not going to fill themselves. So I'm going to be very busy writing stuff down.
Great. As you spend a good amount of time every day, it's your duty. It is your duty to go forth and to write these characteristics of each of these crew members down to make sure that they are remembered, most especially by you. and so that you can possibly glean something and learn something past this bliss that you've been cursed with. It's one of the only things you can do to not go insane, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But spending most of your time locked away in here with a few occasional knocks from Sandara and maybe some of the captain's crew here or council, you move forward in that direction. And then as you get near to the end of the 5 days, you are informed, or told rather, that you are coming up close to where the maps start to line themselves up with each other. So the outskirts of Inkskin's map, you are now approaching those islands.
All right. So, time to keep our eyes out for the Skull Island, for the Angel Island, as it were. And, like, the piece that we haven't really quite figured out yet is the Captain's Wayward Orb.
Do you think it's an actual orb?
It'd be like his head.
Or a mystical item, perhaps?
Are we supposed to climb it, or are we supposed to find it? I didn't actually quite catch that.
Let me go ahead and read it to you one more time here, especially for our listeners. From Blue Bight's Embrace, spy the grave lady's prize tooth. With the dawn flower's first kiss, climb the captain's wayward orb to claim Old King's hoard.
Okay. So, the Dawnflower's first kiss, I mean, Sarenrae is the goddess of the sun, insofar as I'm aware, so we're probably needing to be there at sunrise.
Being where?
The Grave Lady's prize tooth?
From the blue Bight embrace.
From Blue
From the
Bight's
sea.
Embrace.
From the sea, we have to enter somewhere from the sea.
Mm-hmm.
We enter the mouth of the lady's prize tooth from the sea.
Yes.
On the maps, is there any island that seems like that could be like a mouth or a head or...
Yeah. So as you finding Mancatcher Cove with the help of not only the map that you have, Buster's expert navigation, but also interpreting the maps with the help and the aid of Sandara, as she brought this forth to your attention, you found that there is this small archipelago, or rather this group of islands here, that you are fairly confident, and one of them seems to almost be cut away, like have a small cut away into it. And so, Ignis, you asking that question, you all sort of like scan and you're like, okay, yeah, this one does seem to have a little bit of a cutaway into it. And you would approach it from the east side.
Where the sun rises, that sounds like a good tack to me.
Yeah. We're looking for something that looks like the shape of the captain's head or something that we're supposed to climb.
The Captain's Orb. Wayward Orb? Maybe it'll make more sense when we get there.
Max will, just with all of the knowledge, Max is going to stay in the crow's nest, especially as we start passing through that cut. And he is watching out, trying to see anything that connects to what the riddles of that poem say.
Great. And I only ask this because you mentioned morning time, Ataraxia. Do you care when you get there, like at night, at morning? Are you anchoring until a certain time of day, or would you like to go there, anchor, and then just see, just wondering what that plan is there?
Well, we probably don't need the whole crew to be there, so we can probably anchor somewhere and then take the Silvery Barb to this cove, this inlet. As far as the time goes, I mean, might as well show up there a little bit before dawn, so that gives us enough time to look around and try and find our ideal place, because we need to find the prize tooth, as it were. So we'll want to do some exploring to try and find the prize tooth and make sure that we're there at dawn, so then we'll be able to locate the Wayward Orb.
Okay, sounds good. Max, you are looking out specifically for danger, or just trying to glean information that could help with this riddle then? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check then, Max.
Okay. That is 19.
A 19. As you are approaching from the east, Buster, knowing that you have to come from the east anyway, I imagine, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, that you would try to, since there's like 3 ways that you could have approached this island anyway, you're like, well, let's try to get as far east as we possibly could first, and then we'll just head in a westerly direction immediately. That would give Max a good opportunity to be able to observe from a far distance if possible, right? And Max, what did you roll again? I apologize.
19.
As you look forward from a distance a ways before nighttime sets, and as the sun is starting to set, it's hard because, of course, you are now sailing facing west, and therefore the sun is right in your eyes, and you're like, oh crap, this is not great. But with your far glass, your spy glass that you're able to see, you actually do faintly pick out the islands that match the map here, and one of them has a distinct cut out of it. Not an unnatural cut, this is just a cove, and it is like basically in the shape of a C that you can see way over there in one of the islands, and you're like, that is it. That is absolutely it. You don't see anything distinctive yet, other than confirming that it follows Ignis's thought of there's got to be some sort of cove cut out here on this island. But that is what you get with a 19.
I relay it all, obviously, to the crew.
Great. So, setting forth on the Silvery Barb then.
Yeah, let's get ourselves into the embrace of that blue Bight down there.
With some instruction that the crew continue practicing and being ready for combat, as well as, working on all of their skills so that they're not just, sitting around waiting for us.
Especially since we did change out some crew members and shuffle some people around, so there are some sailors that have more experience and need to be training and, teamwork.
Sandara comes over as you get ready for the Silvery Barb to, as you take it out of your pocket, and she goes, Captain and Council, you don't be worrying, all right? We will be on high alert, especially after last time. You embarked on the Silvery Barb there. So we making sure if any fog comes about, we be burning the torches pretty bright.
Booyah.
With any luck, when you see us again, we'll have a king's horde. Buster's so excited.
Aye. That's the hope. I wish I could be joining you, but I do be agreeing that there'd be some leadership or rather experience on the boat here. Probably be needed most here for the time being until we can train up some of these lads until they not be tripping over their own laces.
Well, we appreciate it, and I'll prestidigitation gold star.
I do appreciate all the gold stars. Some of the men been keeping track, mind you, of how many gold stars they be getting.
Oh, dude.
It'd be almost a competition. Some of them be thinking it'd be a type of inspiration for them to take about and give it to and boast about it.
Hey, branding. And I throw up the satyr horns for branding.
Satyr horns for branding.
Yeah.
I think in the captain's council, Buster's the only one who's gotten gold stars.
No,
He's given all of us gold stars.
Yeah.
He's given
We've
all
all
of us
got
gold
them.
stars.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just like
I
I've
think he's
given
even gotten
all of
them,
you
yeah.
inspiration before, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, yes.
Excellent. As you unfold the Silvery Barb boat. It was rolled randomly on a magic item generator, which is just too poetically good for this campaign. It's just brilliant. You hop on down, and what's the vibe of the Silvery Barb? We'll start with Ignis here. I'm not sure if we did that last time, but we're going to start here. As you get on the boat, what do you think the general makeup of the Silvery Barb is going to look like, at least with what Ignis is bringing to the table here?
I think for Ignis, it's just business as usual. It's just another mission. It's just another place to be. It's just another assignment. So she's not excited about it. She's not nervous about it.
On the job.
It is purely just on the job. So the star stuff behind it is still golden, and she's not offsetting any color or anything around her. It is just like mission mode.
Utilitarian boat.
Wooden benches, really firm, keeping you awake, moving forward. The image of the animal on front of the silvery barb is just Ignis's face, stern and just looking forward westward as the silvery barb moves in that direction. The oars, as you use them, are very easy to use. They are extra greased, if you will, because they're automatic, of course. Business as usual. So as you stroke, you get further and closer to Mancatcher Cove. It doesn't take you more than maybe an hour and a half to get to Mancatcher Cove as you move into the actual cove itself. Night has fallen here, and you are observing. Is that right?
The very same. We need to find the Grave Lady's precious tooth. Prized tooth? Prized tooth, yes. You are waiting and essentially on a stakeout to try to, at the very least, sunrise is going to give you the final, is going to be like your deadline here. But if you can discover something before then, moving and acting on that.
Could be like a rock formation in the shape of a tooth. Grave? Would it mean like a graveyard?
So the Grave Lady is Pharasma, the goddess of death, the one who rules the boneyard way out there in the plains.
Oh.
So we're probably looking for something skull-like. Would there happen to be like any pillars of rock sticking up out of the water, like towards the mouth of the cove, like a series of teeth?
So this you'll have to get pretty close because again it's dark, right? And there is a crescent moon, thankfully, but of course with you not having dark vision to be able to see much farther than if you were really close, you can go into the cove itself. The cove is quite large, meaning in diameter, I should say. And let me go ahead and describe a little bit of the cove itself. So the cove is 300 feet wide. So from the diameter, as you enter in to go all the way to the westward side of the land, it is about 300 feet. So quite large here. And something that you do pick up on, and you can actually smell it, is there is a lot of jungle growth on the cliff sides of the walls here. As you enter in, it's like almost permeating just a musty, humidity being pushed out from these plants. You haven't gone too far into the cove, but even still, you can pick up on that feeling of the cove itself. And you do see oddly above you that there are, and they're a bit above you, in line with the trees that are on the cliffside. There are these vines that go completely from one side of the cove to the other. So 300 feet in length from like one tree to the other tree on the other side. And there are about maybe 6 dozen of those vines going across and across and across, almost like this lattice work of vines above you. And in one of you actually see a creature walking across one of them, and it appears to be a spider monkey.
Much scarier name than is actually due that creature.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like the initial things that you see entering the cove. To see any like rock faces jutting out, you'd have to get closer. You'd have to go into the cove and maybe do like a perimeter search around it if you would like.
I mean, let's do it.
Yeah,
let's go back to the ship. Let's go back to the ship. We're sailing away. We're done.
I'll pop on some detect magic once we're close enough.
All right. As you go directly into the cove as well, I need everybody to roll a d6 for me, please.
Here we
Also,
go.
Right
course
before
you do.
we entered the cove, Max was actually going to do something real quick. Not a big thing. He's just going to use an action, and he's going to cast a new spell.
Ooh.
Let me double check, just make sure I understand what it says.
It's a solve the rhyme spell.
Yep.
Give us the answer.
It's a cheat code spell. The cheat code spell. What is everyone's hit points again? Remind me.
46.
49.
60.
Woof. All right.
Casting sleep on everybody.
Yes, I'm. Sabotage.
It should be noted, my AC is 12. I have not upgraded armor. If that matters at all.
See, Josh is so good because Josh like thinks through all of his like how exactly am I going to cast this, and I'm just like, it's not a trap.
It's not a trip.
Max will just kind of do some almost like kind of move his hands kind of in almost like a back and forth motion, almost like he's washing them, and then he will just almost like he's dealing cards, will just flip out toward Buster, toward the captain, and then back toward himself, and will just say, have a little bit more luck with chance. And he will cast Aid. And you get your hit point maximum increases, and your current hit points increase by 5.
What's the duration?
8 hours.
Let's go.
Nice. That's a good one.
So is your max hit points increased by 5?
Your max hit points increase by 5, and your current hit points increase by 5. So if you're already max, then you just go up by 5.
Got it.
So right now Max has 32. Now he has 52. Now he has 57, and he will stay at 57 for 8 hours.
Is it concentration?
Nope. It is not.
Great.
Feels good.
Just is. Nice. All right. As you move forward with this aid, having luck on your side, I do need everybody to still roll me a d6,
Yes.
please.
I rolled a 3.
Got a 5.
I got a 3.
3.
Ooh. 3 threes.
3 3.
5.
The mark of
As
half of
you-
the devil.
Oh my gosh.
Mark of half of the devil.
As you push into the cove, discovering what secrets might be had in Mancatcher Cove here, with aid and with darkness surrounding you, looking for the grave lady's face. That is where we're going to this week's episode of I Cast Fireball.
We will never remember where we are in this scavenger hunt by the next time we record.
We're looking for the grave lady's prized tooth.
Yeah.
Before Dawn's flower's first kiss, Ignis. I wrote it down.
I will say, I was very impressed with the interpretation of the poem there. You guys were talking, I was like, oh, okay. Check.
Because we were doing it right, or because we had other things going on that you're like, I hadn't considered that. There's a distinction in D&D.
Well, this poem came straight from the Pathfinder book, so there are some distinct answers that should be gleaned from the poem. And I was like, oh, good. There you go. Check.
Nailed it.
So you are moving along the path here in a
Yay.
positive
Look at
direction, I'll
us.
say.
All
So,
right.
no shaky
Round
plans
of applause,
here.
everyone.
No boy.
Well, we'll have to see what the rest of the riddle means next time on I Cast Fireball. Josh, Ned, Mickey, Jacob, thank you so much for playing. Thank you for joining us on this adventure, listeners, as you are trying to glean information about Ignis and snapping in and out of fated, or rather alternate dimensions of herself. It's a fun discovery it's a fun time trying to discover the crew and the council here on I Cast Fireballs.
Max has a wife. Buster was praying. We did lots of things.
So
Lots of people
many
discovered things.
And Ataraxia did what he did best, write. He
Just
wrote.
Yeah.
Did
Epic poetry.
that make sense with what I was saying, where I said like where he thought like, Ignis, your beliefs are different than than what reality
For
is.
sure.
Because he's like, your belief is that the strong lead, but you're not leading, but yet you're the strongest. So
Listeners,
is Rolterra telling you can't lead?
Oh, it made sense. For sure. But there's a very specific way you worded it
Listen.
that really triggered Ignis.
We're getting so many questions in the spoiler episode chat that I'm like, go to word recall. Push us to word recall. I want to answer these questions, but I don't feel right just answering them in the spoiler zone. Like people should submit them to word of recall.
Good call.
so if you're active in that thread, listeners, cross-pollinate into the Word of Recall thread there as well. And if you want to read some of these questions, go to patreon.com, ICASTFireball20 to see which tier works best for you. But that $5 tier will get you to our Discord, where you can read all these theories, conspiracy theories, spoilers, and if you're worried, I'm not caught up, I'm still in season 1, which if you're listening to this, you're not in season 1, of course. You can still jump in there because everybody uses spoiler tags religiously in most of the threads there, so you can don't have to worry too terribly much about getting spoiled on what's happening in the future. It's a ton of fun. Go give that a look to see if that tier works for you. But speaking of going to check out Patreon, go look at Improv Tabletop. They've got their own Patreon. They've got amazing stuff. In fact, they have a secondary campaign exclusive to their Patreon contributors there. It is Miceborn, where they go through the Mouse Ritter TTRPG, and they go through a crazy fun adventure where you're mice. It's basically Redwall with the severity of mice, but there's also guns and gunpowder and chaos from one Dross character in particular. So go give that a listen. But Ned, have we already teased the possible new campaign that's going to be coming out?
Yes, in fact, I believe by the time this episode is being released, we will have already started releasing our new Dungeon World campaign.
Ooh.
It is a game that feels like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's much more narratively oriented rather than numbers oriented. It's in kind of a Norse mythology themed world, trying to stop Ragnarok, And it's currently, I think, my favorite RPG. So if you want to get a sense of what that's like, we're posting previews on our Patreon. Well, we're posting previews of our patron episodes on our main feed, so you can go give that a listen.
Absolutely. If you like the feel of fantasy, but also want to explore other TTRPGs and get a taste of that, this is a perfect time to go look at it. Regardless, go give them a 5-star review. Make sure that they're giving that love as well if you haven't already. But lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends, fellow wacky adventurers. But until next time, I'm Thomas, your DM, and around the table we have
Lieutenant Ignis Halcon,
Maximus Shuns,
Ataraxia Kalian,
And Buster Bilgewater.
Let's keep that fire going, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.